Tafadhali naomba selfie.
Lakini he didn't know how to do a selfie, so he had his assistant.
Wacha ni njoo upande hii mwingine tupige picha. Usipige selfie, nataka kitu mzima yenye wananiona vizuri.
Weka fully. Diamond Platinums. All right, Jalas, 60 minutes past the hour. You know what time it is?
It is time for
a story a day.
Oh, yes, sir. Jalas, you know, I was talking to you about how I was very, as a kid, I was always all over the place, man. I was a wanderer, you know, always all over the place. Namjuaji on top of that. So, this story...
Sema, namjuaji.
Namjuaji on top of that.
Namjuaji. That's what you said the first time.
No, I said Namjuaji on top of that.
Okay, so.
So, a friend
now
of
this must be interesting.
Yeah, a friend of mine, a childhood friend, he messaged me early this morning from Malawi. The guy is Scottish, by the way. He works for the Prime Minister of Scotland. So, Gavaya, Scotland, right?
So, just before you go very far.
Yes.
Your childhood friend
yes.
was Scottish.
Yes, hey. Danny Phillips. Is that difficult? Danny Phillips is Scottish.
When you were growing up.
Yes, indeed.
A white man called Danny Phillips was already your friend. And he was Scottish.
He's still my friend.
That time, when growing up, anytime we saw a white man, we always believed in one thing.
What?
How are you? Nipe pesa. How are you? Nipe pesa.
And that hasn't changed. So Danny Phillips is in Malawi right now. He messages me last night and he says, "Hey man, what frequency are you guys on? I see your shows on YouTube. Can I stream live?" So I sent him the link. I said, you can stream live if you wake up early enough in Malawi. You can listen to Jeff and Jalas on Hot 96. And I said, oh, by the way, there's a story I have to tell about you and I. I think I've told you this before, but if not, this is the story. So one time, I think I was maybe 1973, 72. So I'm in Standard 1. I'm 6 years old. Standard 1, which means my eldest sister, Shiro, the same Shiro, was about 10. And the others in between. So mom had to go for an appendix. She had appendicitis, right? So she had to go into hospital for a full week. And we were still in school that time. So Uncle Joe and his wife, Auntie Grace, decided to take us in, all four of us, to their house in Lavington. Remember, we're coming from Kiambaa, right? They lived in Lavington, right by the shopping center, Lavington Green. I remember as a kid, near Lavington Green, then there was like maybe 3 houses in that area. 3, imagine. And no petrol stations. Right? So they decide to take us in for the week. So every day we're commuting to school. You know, they drop us off. All of us, we all went to Hospital Hill then. And then they'll pick us up in the evening. So during this week, Danny Phillips, my childhood Scottish friend, was having a birthday party at his house. Right? So he invited the entire class to his house. So obviously after school, we all go, we spend 3 hours in his house, and then all the kids go home. You know, by 6:30, you're going home. Sure enough, I asked Uncle Joe and Auntie Grace, can I go to this birthday parties this week, and they'll drop me home. His parents said they'll drop me home. It's here, you know, they're not too far from Lavington, so it shouldn't be a problem. They said, oh, great, no problem. You go to your party, we'll see you in the evening. After school, boom, Sissy Hour. Party called Danny Phillips. And it was great, you know, cakes and sweets and clowns. And, you know, it was fantastic. I recall as a 6-year-old. So now it's about 5:30, 6 o'clock, right? All the parents are coming to pick up their kids. You know, everyone's coming. They picked up their kids. Yeah. You know, it dwindles down to now Danny Phillips and myself. And Danny says, okay, Jeff, are you ready to go? I said, yeah, absolutely. You know, I had a great time. Let's go. His dad gets in the car. Danny's with me. Boom. You see, you know, on the road. Sissy Howell, right? We get to Lavington. And we're driving, and I can say, oh, yeah, I recall, yeah, it's this way, yeah, make a left, make a right, oh, perfect, yeah, and we get to Lavington. And when we got to Lavington, my mind froze. Mr. Phillips kept saying, so, Jeff, is it a left here? He said, yeah, left, and then a right here, and then a right, yeah, we'll go right here. Stop. Okay, no, let's go back. For an hour and a half. From 6 to like 7. It got dark. It was after 7. We were going up and down Lavington looking for Uncle Joe's place because this Mjuaji had lost his way. And Mr. Phillips in the end said, look, it's getting really late, Jeffrey. I think the best thing we do, let's go back to our house. You can spend the night. Do you have Uncle Joe's number? I said, no, I don't. So you don't have his number. Landline those days, no cell phones. Landline, no, you don't have his number. You don't recall his address, physical address, as in, number 9, this road, yeah. No. So the best thing, Jeffrey, let's go back to my house. You spend the night, and in the morning we'll take you to school first thing, and hopefully Uncle Joe and Auntie Grace will be there waiting for you in school, because tomorrow's a school day. Now it's about 7:38. Tukarudi nyumbani. Mrs. Phillips ndiye huyu ameona huyu kijana ameka. So we go. I get a spare change of clothes from Danny, and we spent the night. And it was a fun night. It was great. We stayed up late. I wasn't thinking of any problems that what what. The next morning, as usual, we get dressed, and I'm given a spare uniform. We're about the same size as Danny. So I get a uniform, and I carry my clothes, and we go to school. We arrive. Sure enough, as we're arriving, who's standing there waiting? Uncle Joe and Auntie Grace. And of course, Shiro and Koinange, they're all my brothers and sisters. They're all there waiting to see, is this guy ever coming back? And we roll into school, and I'm there, and I'm crying now. I say, oh, I'm sorry, I got lost. I didn't know the way. And of course, Uncle Joe, they talk with Mr. Phillips, and they're discussing, how he was driving around, and they explained the address and everything. And I said, maybe I should have taken down the number. And Uncle Joe said, yeah, maybe you should have. Right? But anyway, all's well that ends well. They all left, and I went into class, and we had a great day. And then in the evening, we were picked up, went back to Uncle Joe's, and I kept telling myself, my God, what if they tell my mother when she comes out of hospital that this is what happened? This child got lost in the middle of the week. I will be dead. I will end up in hospital. So I begged them, please don't tell mom, because it's just not only embarrassing, I will be slaughtered. So sure enough, at the end of the week, mom comes out of hospital, she comes, picks us up, we all go home. As we, settling down home, we're asking, how was your surgery, how are you feeling, how's everything? The first thing she turned around with me and said, so, I heard you got lost. I heard you got lost. I said, no, Mom, you're not feeling very well. Relax, just relax. I'll tell you, I heard you got lost. Did you learn your lesson? I said, yes, I'll always take down the number. Do you know his number, Uncle Joe's number? Yes, I do. Will you ever get lost again?
No.
Said, no, Mama, I won't. Mama, give me a sign. So Danny Phillips and I became, we were always childhood friends. When he went away, they went away a few years later because I think the dad's contract wasn't renewed, and they went to a new place. And we always kept in touch throughout college, university, working, all that stuff. And now he comes to Africa every now and then. I think he's been to Kenya a few times, but he doesn't stay very long. So I haven't physically seen him in like maybe 10 years. Last time I saw him was in South Africa around 10 years ago. But we always keep in touch. Danny Phillips.
He should come back.
He should come back, man. Danny Phillips. That's what we call a story a day.